Welcome to episode 7 of Match Monday. This week I'm featuring the 1993 NCAA Finals match of Fresno State's Gerry Abas versus Iowa's Lincoln McIlravy at 142 pounds. McIlravy is a true freshman while Abas is a redshirt sophomore. This match was requested multiple times, so if you have a match you'd like to see me cover, please drop it in the comments. Also, don't forget to thumbs up and subscribe. This match gets going quick, so let's get to it. Gerry's going to club with his right and hit a matador snap. As he gets Lincoln moving, he is able to get to a double leg and secure his first takedown on the match. Abas immediately cuts McIlravy to take a 2-1 lead. That matador snap he just hit is really slick, and you're going to see it multiple times throughout the match. As Gerry snaps, he actually sidesteps and drops to a knee, which throws his opponent right in front of him. That sidestep creates good space so he can hit his double leg. Here's another great example. Lincoln comes in, matador sidestep snap. As Lincoln's coming up, he doubles off and scores another takedown. 4-1 Gerry Abas. They went out of bounds, and Abas again is going to elect to cut McIlravy. You're going to notice most of the time Abas wants to work from space while McIlravy wants to be in close in ties. As the match goes on, you're going to see McIlravy starting to force ties more and more. McIlravy is going to try a club knee pick to his left side, but his hand slides off Abas's head, and Abas is going to get to a low leg reshot. Abas brings the leg up and actually hits a dump in order to off-balance McIlravy and collects both legs for a takedown. At this point, Abas is going to make a little bit more of an effort to ride McIlravy. As McIlravy's working on his hands, Abas is going to drop down into a crackdown position. Obviously, nowadays we have the 5 count to a stall call in this position. In watching some of these old 90s matches, I'm surprised how often they let guys sit down here and they call a stalemate rather than a stall call. This then brings up another historical little fact, is Abas's shoes come untied and there is 0 penalty for him retying his shoes. I know at least in high school wrestling, this is now at least an automatic 1-point penalty. It's super interesting for me to see how these rules have changed so much because of guys gaming them in different ways. We are back to action, and Abas is going to try riding McIlravy. He's got a leg in, and he's going to go cross-body ride. On this cross-body ride, Abas is clearly looking for an ankle or something to stop McIlravy, slow him down, and flatten him out on the mat. And now he's got that ankle, but McIlravy is still working for a reversal. Notice the sit position they're in. McIlravy is trying to cause some hip separation, while Abas continues to scoot to keep McIlravy's hips on top of his own. Here, McIlravy almost gets his right leg out, which is what he wants in this position to get that hip separation. However, Abas's grapevine and scooting is able to keep his hips connected to McIlravy's. McIlravy tries to switch directions, and as soon as he does, it gives Abas a chance to get himself back up on top and continue the ride. Abas just built up a ton of riding time along with his 6-2 lead. As I say that, McIlravy earns an escape, making it 6-3. On the restart, Abas hits that hard club, and McIlravy goes to his patented boot scoot. Abas tries a reshot, but nothing happening there. McIlravy is determined to get something going. He's going to try a right side single here. Abas sprawls, and he's going to end up reshooting in. Abas again ends up with a low single, transitions off to a double, and scores his 4th takedown of the first period. Abas is now winning 8-3 with a boatload of riding time. However, the key here is McIlravy continues to wrestle. He walks backwards and catches Abas's right ankle. McIlravy has great hip separation. He's going to isolate that foot and elevate it to put Abas in danger on his back. Abas is continuing to try to wrestle here and keep control over McIlravy. However, that hip separation has really put Abas in a bad spot. As he rolls through, McIlravy is able to get his hips away and reverse Abas to his back. There was not enough time to get any near fall. However, McIlravy has closed the gap 8-5 at the end of the first period. McIlravy takes bottom, and Abas is going to cut him loose again. This makes the score 8-6. Abas still has a boatload of riding time, and look at this angle. This is terrible. You can't see anything. No wonder they don't use that anymore. Abas continues to initiate ties with a hard right-hand club. That's where he sets most of his offense up from. McIlravy's going to snap out, and he's going to come in hard with an underhook knee pick, and he actually loses the underhook, but hits the knee pick and scores a takedown, making the score 8-8. Just moments ago, McIlravy was down 8-3 with well over a minute riding time against him. This is an interesting little interaction here. Coach Dan Gable looks like he wants McIlravy to ride, and McIlravy wants to cut him. I think Gable wants McIlravy to get rid of the riding time before cutting him. But the belief McIlravy must have in himself to cut a guy that has taken him down 4-1 is pretty incredible. It is now 9-8 in favor of Abas. Abas also has well over a minute of riding time. They are going to continue to hand fight here, and it looks like Abas is just trying to slow McIlravy down. He's gripping that elbow and collar tying hard. McIlravy continues to move his hands and his feet and snap out of these ties, and it looks like it's taking more and more out of Abas just to control McIlravy and slow him down. McIlravy just tried his boot scoot. He's going to go for a knee pick here, and he is continuing to wrestle and trying to score. Here comes a single leg attack, and he's going to go waterfall. And look how McIlravy pulls Abas's leg across his body here. This really hurts Abas as far as being able to defend. Abas does eventually get to this far leg, but it took a lot of effort. Both guys' legs are tied up, so we are going to end up with a stalemate here. You can definitely see that the pace of McIlravy is really starting to wear on Abas. Abas is now going to officially take an injury time, citing some sort of ankle injury. The boos let out during this injury time are deafening. These finals were hosted by Iowa State. Even though that's not Iowa, there are a ton of Iowa fans here. And by a ton, I mean thousands. Probably half of this arena is Iowa fans. So after a fairly lengthy injury time, we are back to wrestling, and Abas again comes in with that hard right-hand club. In this next sequence, I noticed that Abas holds center a little bit more, and he's letting Lincoln McIlravy come to him rather than trying to chase down McIlravy. Every time they get in one of these tie-ups, McIlravy is snapping super hard out of it. He then tries to immediately reset into the ties, which is telling me that Abas is blocking him or trying to slow the tie down. There's another matador from Abas. McIlravy again is going to go left side boot scoot. He misses it. His arm slips off of Abas's head. He ends up with a single leg. McIlravy actually tried to peek out, and then Abas goes to an ankle pick, and as McIlravy's coming back in, Abas ends up on a single leg. They are going to end up stalemating here, but that was a ton of action for Abas, who seems to be getting a little more worn out, and McIlravy seems to be getting stronger as there's more action. The second period is coming to a close, but McIlravy is not going to let Abas rest at all. He's going to continue to hand fight and work for these last final seconds. Abas elects to go down. He is winning 9-8, and McIlravy is going to cut him immediately. The score is now 10-8 in favor of Abas. He also has well over a minute of riding time. McIlravy hits a hard snap and tries to hit a high crotch and catch Abas reaching. However, Abas keeps his lead leg protected and is able to hit an ankle pick reattack, and he again finishes with a low single transition to a double to make the score 12-8 in favor of Abas. McIlravy gets a hold of Abas's ankle to try to see if he can open something up, but he's more likely to give up near fall, and he's going to belly out and start working from bottom. Almost instantly, McIlravy's able to get to his feet, and Abas again is going to try to drop into a crackdown, but McIlravy is getting stronger and is able to sprawl out. They stop it almost immediately and hit Abas for stalling this time. Coach Gable likes the stalling call. However, Abas again stays down for an injury time, and the crowd lets him have it. Everyone in the arena feels he's just taking a rest break here to try to catch his breath. The trainer's just rubbing his calf, so it quite literally looks like he is cramping up from fatigue. After another injury time, Abas is still on top. He's going to elect to cut McIlravy right away, making the score 12-9, and he shoots right back in on that low leg attack, and he's looking to finish off with a double again. The ref is going to call this one potentially dangerous. McIlravy was hyperextending his knee over Abas's head, so the ref stopped it. McIlravy gets set in the bottom position. However, we are neutral. Coach Gable lets everyone know, hey, we're both up. Time is running out for McIlravy, so he is shooting right off the whistle and trying to get to Abas. McIlravy's hands and feet never stop moving. He clubs, he underhooks, he snaps, and Abas takes a bad shot. McIlravy ends up on a low leg of his own, and Abas goes to roll him through. McIlravy lands in a sprawl, and as Abas attempts a leg pass, McIlravy blocks by putting his knee on the side of Abas's head. Abas was in a bad spot, so he bails and gives up the takedown, making it 12-11 Abas. McIlravy cuts Abas again, making it 13-11 Abas. Abas has riding time locked. McIlravy goes left side boot scoot and scores a takedown now to tie it up 13-13. McIlravy cuts Abas off screen, making it 14-13 Abas, and we're neutral again. It's really effectively 15-13 as Abas takes a low leg shot, which really is a brilliant move by Abas to make sure that he doesn't get hit for stalling again, and he is going to circle as much as he can to try to score this, but he does get stalemated, and they are brought back up to the center. There is 21 seconds left in the match right now. Abas effectively up 15-13. McIlravy is going to come with a wild fury. He is moving forward and trying tons of attacks. Abas is basically backing straight up, knowing that he can take a stalling call and still win the match, which is exactly what happens. 15-14 in favor of Abas. McIlravy is still going. He goes boot scoot. Abas goes to roll to try to start a scramble, but McIlravy follows perfectly, scores a takedown with less than 5 seconds left, and Lincoln McIlravy is your 1993 142-pound NCAA champion, taking his first lead of the match with less than 5 seconds left on the clock. Coach Gable is jacked up, and he's letting everybody know about it. This is one of the best NCAA Finals matches of all time. 31 points on the board with no near fall, an unbelievable performance by both wrestlers. There is so much action in this match that I wasn't actually able to say as much as I wanted about some of the holds and some of the moves that were going on. So I may have to do a follow-up video just to kind of talk about some of the technique and some of the experiences that I've had with these techniques. This interview with Lincoln after the match is basically him just talking about not moving well at the beginning of the match, feeling a little bit nervous, but once he got warmed up, he was ready to go and felt that he could win the match at any time. If you enjoyed watching this match back with me, please thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the bell for notifications as it helps my channel out a great deal. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.